Hello everyone, Losar Tashidelek and welcome everyone. Today is Tibetan New Year or Losar. Lo means year and Sa means new. It is a year of wood dragon and Tibetan lunar year 2151. On Losar day we greet each other by saying Tashidelek and it means good wishes, good health and good luck. We are honored to have Chief Guest Congressman Bernie Frank of Massachusetts, Mr. Tunduk Sering, the member of the Tibetan Parliament in exile representing North and South America, special guests who are involved in the Tibetan Resettlement Project for the Western Massachusetts and key New Hampshire regions, and our Sherpa brothers and sisters from Connecticut who are going to come later, and our own community members and everyone else who came here today. On behalf of the RETEM board members, I welcome you all here on this very special day, and once again, Tashi Delek to all. I hope you will have a lasting memorable time today. Thank you. We will start the program by singing Tibetan National Anthem, followed by American National Anthem by pt1 Tibetan school students. All the students, please join up on the stage. And then after that, while you're standing, we'll have 1 minute silence tribute in honor of our Tibetan brothers and sisters who sacrificed their life for the cause of Tibet. Next, we have a welcome speech by Tibetan Losar, President of the Regional Tibetan Association of Massachusetts. Tibetan Losar.
Jigde Monshu Mi number Rebo, Pemi Yongi Gyungep, the London Baby Uchi, Jino Constamgu, Tamje King, Kemba, Chola, Bosum Kuja, Mundo Puatone, Terrain Pekelo Nido, Gada Nojunaji, Ramne Shingulu, and the Tambu Chigan, Chilo Nido Nisha, Chinda Nive, Junin, Number Sato Shave, Denjek, Gadungi Nimo, Chipurikan, Kundunzo, Kusha Bernie Frank Town. Kundun zo shin kushap kapchudin be pemi ma chidu penzo ki hojan ore chidu tundu tsirin chotam mixi kundun pemi ma chidu suba omraban dadre shali la ta teshi ore pemi chiklon tamban ne be kapki twingul nanghen ki jinda ta kama namba ta jambe nimbolin nambe chuzo ki gyule ta Sane la yobe, Sharbat sobe, Somi tan, Sheyan, Tire dube, Sane mima yon la ye, Massachusetts Sane Puritidun sobe, Kule yon di tsapshune, que Shindulu, Namlo Satsela, Zaze Samdi Teshtele Jujuyin. Tashi Dele, today on this auspicious occasion of the Wood Dragon Year Losar, the Tibetan New Year of 2151, with great respect and tribute to the His Holiness the Dalai Lama, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, I, on behalf of the members of the Regional Tibetan Association of Massachusetts, would like to welcome our chief guest, former Congressman Bernie Frank, our other chief guest, Mr. Tunduk Sering, the current member of the Tibetan Parliament in exile representing North and South America, Tenzin Dorje Shalingla, the former member of the Tibetan Parliament in exile, are today's special guests, the Tibetan Resettlement Project volunteers and host families, the board members of Jambe Nyingboling Buddhist Center, and also our friends from local Sherpa community and our community members. I would like to wish you all a very happy new year. Today is the day when Tibetans and friends, especially the folks from Himalayan region whom we share our Tibetan culture, celebrate Tibetan Losar New Year all over the world. Tibetan New Year is celebrated according to the lunar calendar with its own unique tradition in accordance with the Tibetan astrology. Traditionally, we celebrate the Losar for 15 days, and the first day of Losar is spent with the family members and friends. This is how we traditionally celebrate our Losar, but things are a little different now, especially in the West. However, our community here in Valley is so proud to say that we celebrate the first and third day of Losar on the same day, the tradition initiated by our fellow Tibetans who first came here. Having said this, this year also marks the 31st anniversary of the first Tibetans to arrive here in Amherst area as part of Tibetan Resettlement Project. As we all know, that Tibetan Resettlement Project was approved under the provision of Immigration Act of 1990, where a piece of legislation that found room for 1,000 displaced Tibetans from India and Nepal to immigrate to the US. It was our own Congressman Bernie Frank, who's here with us today, sponsored this historic provision. The Tibetans who came under this provision had their status as immigrant as opposed to refugees, meaning that they will not receive any federal assistance afforded to the refugees, and all the immigrants, their entry into the United States required sponsors who were willing to take responsibility for finding them employment and also legally responsible if they become a public liability. The Tibetan Resettlement Project coordinators at each site was required to produce guaranteed jobs for each of the 1,000 anchored Tibetans before they could receive a visa from the US government. So a group of wonderful, dedicated friends and volunteers here in the Amherst area and in Keene, New Hampshire area organized and warmly welcomed many of these anchored Tibetans in April of 1992. Now, with the family reunion and population migration, we have a sprawling community of around 50 to 60 families. We also have our own community organization called Regional Tibetan Association of Massachusetts, with its main goal of preserving the Tibetan language, culture, and identity that are in constant threat of extinction under the Chinese rule. Under this organization, we run a weekend Tibetan language and culture school called Tumi Lekshe School, where we introduce basic Tibetan language, culture, and music to children aged from 4 to 17. Currently, we have 27 students, 7 volunteer teachers. Our organization is very active in furthering its mission. Because of this historic Tibetan Resettlement Project, the direction of US policy towards Tibet has been changed. For instance, in November 1991, President Bush signed a State Department Authorization Act that declared Tibet as an occupied country whose true representative was Dalai Lama's government in exile. And there were many such legislations and bills passed in favor of Tibet over the years. All these things that we achieved over time wouldn't have happened without the help and support of our dear friends here in the first place. The situation in Tibet is still in grave condition, and the Chinese government is doing everything in their free will to destroy Tibetan religion, language, and culture, that is the identity of the Tibetans. However, on the positive note, even after 65 years of Chinese occupation of Tibet, His Holiness Dalai Lama is very healthy. The spirit of Tibetans are stronger than ever, and this is mainly because of the leadership of His Holiness Dalai Lama and also the help and support of our dear friends here and around the world. So today, I want to take this opportunity to thank Congressman Bernie Frank. You may be popularly known to the world as champion of Dodd-Frank, Wall Street Reform, and Consumer Protection Act, but to us Tibetans, you are known for sowing the seed of vibrant Tibetan community in the US through this historic Tibetan Resettlement Project. I also want to thank each and every one of the sponsors, host families, and volunteers for their continued help and support. Some of our friends like Jed Miller and others are no longer here with us. Some are moved to the other places, but their kind heart and selfless acts are always remembered. In conclusion, I want to wish and pray for the good health and longevity of His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama. And again, I wish you all a very, very happy and prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Next, we have a speech by tonight's chief guest, Tundu Tsering, the member of the Tibetan Parliament in exile representing North and South America. Tundu Tsering la.
Greetings and Tashi Delek on this joyous occasion of the 2151 Wood Dragon New Year, Losar, and the special honoring of the Amherst Keene Area Tibetan Resettlement Project Committee members. I, on behalf of the Tibetan Parliament in exile, welcome and extend my warm greetings and Tashi Delek to each one of you gathered here, and especially to all our brothers and sisters in occupied Tibet and throughout the world celebrating Losar today. This Losar is a very special one, as His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama will be turning 89 years old. I pray that this Losar bring good health, peace, happiness, and fulfillment of all the aspirations of His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama and to all those gathered here. May His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama live long, and may all the Tibetans be united soon. The situation in occupied Tibet remains grave. For the second consecutive year, Tibet is ranked as the least free country in the world by Freedom House. Today, an entire generation of Tibetan children are being isolated from their families, local communities, and cultural linguistic connections and forced to attend the Chinese colonial boarding school. Likewise, the Chinese government is now intentionally attempting to erase the name of Tibet by replacing it with the Chinese word Xizang to imply that Tibet, a neighboring country that China had brutally occupied 65 years ago, is a legitimate part of China. Therefore, this Losar, we must all pledge our solidarity and recommit to safeguarding and promoting the Tibetan cause until the aspirations of the Tibetan people are fulfilled. This Losar is also a very special occasion as we celebrate the 32nd anniversary of the arrival of the first Tibetan to the Amherst Keene area as part of the Tibetan U.S. Resettlement Project. This has been long overdue, and I'm extremely happy we are able to recognize all those people who were involved in this. We're gathered here today to honor some of the key local members who contributed in making the Tibetan U.S. settlement project one of the most successful immigration projects in the history of this nation. The Tibetan U.S. settlement project was part of the 1990 Immigration Act that was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush on November 29, 1990. And our chief guest here today, former Congressman Bernie Frank, was the key architect of the Tibetan U.S. resettlement project. It was Congressman Bernie Frank who introduced Section 134, transition of displaced Tibetans, with a provision for 1,000 immigrant visas for Tibetans in Nepal and India. And I'm extremely grateful for Congressman Bernie Frank for taking the time, traveling all the way from Boston and joining us today. I understand from the Congressman that since November, this is the first time that he has traveled the furthest. So, welcome and thank you very much for all your work. One of the primary goals, and I think this is really important for our community members to keep this in their heart. One of the primary goals of the Tibetan U.S. resettlement project was that these 1,000 Tibetans and their families will serve as the ambassadors of Tibet. During your orientation, during your last audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he has time and again emphasized and reminded all of us this. So therefore, as ambassadors of Tibet, it is our responsibility, each one of us gathered here, to preserve and promote Tibetan language, Tibetan culture, Tibetan identity, and work tirelessly for the freedom of Tibet. It is with great pride and gratitude that I share with you that after 32 years since the project began, today there are over 25,000 Tibetans in this country, 27 Tibetan Vibrant Association in 26 states, enhancing the rich cultural diversity of this great nation. These communities, including ours here, the Regional Tibetan Association of Massachusetts, maintain an active calendar with community events, celebrations and festivals, advocacy and activism for Tibet, and most importantly, organize the weekend Tibetan language and cultural classes where Tibetan language, history, song and dance, and secular ethics are part of this curriculum. Today, all these Tibetan communities in the United States are self-supporting and making important contributions to their local communities and to this nation. On behalf of the Tibetan people and on my own behalf, I would like to express our deep appreciation and gratitude to all those who made this unique project a historical success. From Congressman Bernie Frank for introducing this bill, Mr. Edward Beckner, who could not join us today, but I hope someday we'll be able to meet him, for his leadership in spearheading the Tibetan U.S. resettlement project, the local cluster site organizing community members, volunteers, and most importantly, to all the host families. Without host compassion, support, and kindness, this project would not be able to succeed. So I ask all my community to stand up if you're able to, so that we can recognize and give them all a round of applause. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you for what you have done for Tibet and for your continued compassion, support to the local Tibetan community and the larger Tibetan cause for justice, freedom, and peace. Our work has not been done. We have much more work to be done, and your assistance and support is going to be crucial for us to be successful. I also want to take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to the Central Tibetan Administration leadership and staff, and especially Kasu Tenzin Namgyel Tepung, Kasu Rinchen Talo, and Mr. Tenzin Namdak, who all played a crucial role in bringing this Tibetan US segment project to its fruition, to success. Before I conclude, as we begin this Losar, I want to wish you all good health, happiness, and a long life, and may His Holiness the Great Dalai Lama live long, and may all his aspirations come true, and may truth and non-violent cause of Tibet prevail. And before I end, I also
Tashi, on this auspicious first day of the Tibetan New Year, on the Of the Wood Dragon 2151, I am filled with gratitude and jobs. I stand before you. In the winter of 1992, a young newlywed working in the Tibetan Handicraft Center in a remote Tibetan settlement in North India, I received a piece of life-changing news. I was chosen to be part of the Tibetan Resettlement Project, an opportunity for 1,000 Tibetans from India and Nepal to immigrate to the United States. This was more than a stroke of a life. It was a dream come true, a dream shared by many around the world to be part of the world's most powerful nation. Now, 32 years later, I'm living proof of that dream, a testament to the resilience and aspirations of the Tibetan diaspora in America. Now, over 30,000 strong, our community is a beacon of hope and freedom. We embody the vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for the Tibetan people, preserving our language and identity while adapting to the demand of an interconnected global society. Together we stand shoulder to shoulder with citizens from around the world. We stand tall, not just as refugees, but as a participant in this great nation. This journey and the success story, however, would not have been possible without the unwavering support of friends and sponsors, some of whom are here today. Your kindness gave us a sense of home and a sense of belonging when we were far from our homeland, facing the challenges of resettling in a new country. This sense of home has remained today. We have extended the home to our family, extended family, friends, and communities. Your emotional support strengthened our resilience and determinations to build a new life here. The U.S. government, too, has been a pillar of strength for the Tibetan people through various congressional bills and support for the Tibetan freedom struggle. America has kept alive the hopes of 6 million Tibetans in Tibet and upheld the vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I'm here today to express my deepest gratitude on behalf of the first 1,000 Tibetans who arrived here 3 decades ago, and on behalf of every Tibetan who has since benefited from this project. Thank you. Your support has empowered us and contributed to a just cause that has universal appeal, the struggle for freedom, truth, and justice. In the words of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, you have been the wind beneath beneath our wings. Your support has enabled us to dream, to find courage, and to build a brighter future for our community, for our nation, and for generations to come. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. May you be blessed with health and happiness. Long live His Holiness 14th Dalai Lama. God bless the United States of America. God bless you all. Thank you and peace.
So next, before we start the next program, I think there are so many people out there on the back. There are some seats. Please come here. There are some seats on the right hand side too. And meanwhile, we have Tibetan senior students performance, Tibetan circle dance Gorshe called Nupri song Gomo Ser. So all the senior students. And after that, we have junior students. Please get ready for junior students. They're going to perform one Tibetan circle dance Gorshe and another Tibetan song Tibetan Losar. It's not now, kids. And I also want to thank Len and Erica once again. Thank you.
go.
So next we have junior students. They're going to do two performances. One is Tibetan circle dance, Gorshe, called Norko Do. And the second one is a song called Tibetan Losar, our Tibetan New Year song. Thank you so much. All of you have done an awesome job. Thank you. Okay, so next we have the same junior students performing Tibetan dance, circle dance, Gorshe, called Norko Do. and beautiful song. Thank you so much. support